Most people in scarcity or lack are very motivated. Very motivated by this outside reality. The outside reality says, I want to produce more profits in my life, which means I need bigger fucking results because my shit is not working right now. My body is not working, and highly motivated they are to get their life and their body to a place it is working. Then you got people inside of relationships. They're like, my marriage is not working. And from that place, they will deeply be motivated, listening to podcasts, watching shows like this, and like, yes! And off they go on the motivation train to accomplish a game that is good. They go from shitty to good. And you see people do this inside the relationship with their kids. They'll fight and hustle really hard with their children, being super motivated by some podcast they listen to about being a great dad. And they'll do the great dad thing until they get to what? Being good, being a good dad. And then at good, most people stop because motivation burns only to good. It doesn't go to great. It's impossible. You can't be motivated to go to greatness. Motivation doesn't come from this game of profitability looking for goodness. Goodness itself is the desired outcome of 99.9% of the planet. I just want things to be good. I don't want them to be shitty. Well, how's your business? Well, it's really good. How do you know it's really good? Well, it's a lot better than when it was shitty. Right now, it's really good. Okay, good. So what's next? Oh, no, we're good now. We're going to settle in, retire. We're going to find us some retirement plans. We can tuck the money away. We're going to sit on a beach and drink some margaritas, be fat and get diabetes and fucking die. That sounds like a great fucking plan. Welcome to retirement. Hey, my entire desire in life is what? To get to good. This is what you've been sold. You've been sold under the perfection plan, that the perfection plan tells you that your life is to become good, and then when it's good, that it won't be great until you die. And then when you die, greatness somehow will just show up. Well, hey, guess what? You died. Here's some greatness for you. And inside that place, day to day, the problem that you find is the following, and that is that motivation doesn't last. You can watch this show every single week. You can participate inside the games with every single week, but motivation doesn't actually last. The home I'm moving into right now, the cars I drive, the family that I have, the sexual intimacy that I desire with my wife, it's not because my life is not good. My life's fucking great. But that's not enough. And some people say, well, you're selfish, Garrett. You're egotistical, right? You're a fucking money hoarder. You're a guy that's just searching for more shit. It's like, I'm not looking for more shit. I'm looking to become more. You know, it's fun. We were sitting there one day looking at some yachts. We're down in the harbor where we live. And we had some friends that had come in from out of town to be able to spend some time with us. And we were sitting there looking at it. And the comment by one of the women asked was this. Who actually needs something like that? What do you even need for it? It's so ridiculous that you would even buy a yacht like that. You know how many other people you could help out with that money? My wife looked at her and said, that's interesting. You know what I think when I see that? Who would I have to become and who would we have to become to have a yacht that we could take our friends out on? Isn't that interesting? See, it's not about having shit. It's about expanding to become a man who could. It's really easy to say, well, I don't give a shit about money when you don't have any. It's really easy to say, well, money doesn't drive me when you can barely pay your fucking bills. It's really easy to say, well, here's what I would do if I was president of the United States, but you're not even fucking president of the PTA. You don't even fucking help out of your kid's soccer team. Oh, but here's what I would do if I was president of the United States. You're a pussy. What are you fucking talking about? You don't know the first goddamn thing about leading. You barely lead your family. You barely lead yourself. Look in the mirror at your body. You could barely lead your own fucking body. And so most men run around hunting for motivation. Give me some purpose in my life. I'm motivated to get my life from shitty to good. And you know what? I commend you if you have. I'm not against you. I'm not against you going to good. I'm not. And the rules of perfection tell you that getting to good is good enough. Because they actually think that the horizon is the destination. But when you surrender to the reality that your life is possibly not about perfection, but about progression, that maybe possibly your life was not about destruction, but about creation, that it wasn't about contraction, but about expansion, then you also come to realize that the ultimate purpose of life is not to be driven by motivation, but to be guided by inspiration. And so the purpose of Prophet for me is inspiration. There are targets that open up in this ball of mud, this school called Earth, targets, physical targets, business targets, marriage targets, In the beginning for me with my wife, it was frequency of sex and it was quality of sex. Then it was the deep connection. And I said, I want to get to a place in which I don't actually think about how much sex I'm having. I just know I'm in a relationship where my wife and I have deep respect for each other, deep sexual connection, deep emotional connection, deep spiritual connection. And I want it to be normal. But that wasn't the case because I was begging for fucking hand jobs, couldn't even pay the fucking bills back in 2009. So listen, I get it. I get it. And in the beginning, these shows might be motivation for you. But motivation won't be enough. It won't be enough. Motivation fades by tomorrow. Motivation is Red Bull or cocaine, a mixture of the two. Motivation is a temporary high in which you look outside of yourself for the drive to fly. You will never fly with motivation. Motivation doesn't jump somebody off a cliff. Motivation doesn't get people to do shit long term. Motivation gets people to hype up the game and do something really intense for 2 days and then quit. Motivation teaches a man that there's an easy button and a hack to life. There is no fucking hack to life, my friends. There's having clear blueprints and then there's doing the work. So then what calls a man inside of this brotherhood to move past motivation to inspiration, to not be okay with good, but to pursue and hunt down the inevitable expanding target of greatness? Well, it's the willingness to be inspired. It's a willingness to let a voice inside of them guide them to find deeper terrains, higher peaks, and new possibilities. At 40 years of age, almost 41, my life has never been more fun. And day to day, I don't really know where we're going day to day in the sense of having some big fucking 20-year plan. What I do know is I wake up today and the purpose of my life is progression.